Hey, good afternoon, baseball fans. This is Gorgo 2005, welcoming everybody to the channel. Ho, ho, ho. What a day we are having already, and it's just now getting started. We have gazillions of follows, most of them from Charles or Chuck, of different varieties. So I have the following shout outs I need to give, including a couple that came in between yesterday's stream and today. The two brand new ones that came in, or the two older ones, I should say, that came in between streams is X White Snow 34 and C4 Myla C4 Bellow. Thank you so much for following, and Badger W4. Thank you for your brand new fresh follow as well. And the following folks, who I suspect a lot of these should be maybe the same person unless they're in cahoots with each other. But I've got a Chuck 20222, Chuck ASA, Jake P316 has subscribed for the second month in a row, and I'll have a special message for you in just a moment. Chuck 44663, Charles 06061, FTPCK 2021, Charles 0502, and Badger W4. Thank you one and all for all of your follows to the channel. We're getting dangerously close to 500 follows now. Okay? Ha 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 ha. Okay? But in the meantime, for my good buddy Jake P316, I've got to do the obvious, and let's see what kind of trouble we can stir up here. And I'm looking forward. Here it is. Okay, here you go.
You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best.
Thank you so much for that Prime subscription. And on my side, I do this too. And besides that, my little heart goes. So thank you again for that Prime subscription. We appreciate it greatly. Okay, so what have we got going on today? We're going to be talking about a few things. Most of them are related to my three teams that all made playoffs this year. And they should all earn promotion to the next level up. My gold team will earn promotion up to diamond. My silver team will earn promotion up to gold. And my stone team will earn promotion up to iron starting tomorrow morning. But the major topic of discussion today is going to be something that is not quite live yet. You may have heard me talking about something called historical challenges. Now, I have been told that they are going to be coming in an upcoming patch. I don't know when that's going to be. I've not been given an ETA, but we're going to show you guys how to earn a pack every 72 hours on each of your accounts. If you have multiple accounts, you can get a pack on each account by doing the same thing. And the way I do it so that I don't have to be a slave to the calendar and go exactly 72 hours in between claims, I try to set up a schedule, and I'll tell you more about that when I get to showing you more of the nuts and bolts. And we'll show you how, at least the schedule that I follow, and it'll be basically your decision on what type of schedule you follow. But mine is easy for this old stinker to figure out and just go by the same thing every time. And I've got myself my first drop coming in, so I need to go claim it. Let's see where that drop is. Yep. You would think, yes, Badger W4, that they would make limited editions ultimately playable, but I think perhaps for some players they would be, but not necessarily for everybody. It all depends on the level of your team and how far along each team is in its respective development. So I can't really speak for everybody, but some people, when they go to get packs and pick up some limited edition cards, they'll have a tendency to maybe be on the upper side of the game anyway, mostly because they are being pack drawers, or they earn packs. And to earn packs, you have to kind of know a little bit about what you're doing. Okay, there's my first drop of the day, and I'm thinking I need to go out and double check and make sure that I'm getting everything that I need to get. So bear with me, please. And yes, I gotta click one more thingy. And what else do we have going on in the channel? We have, hey, FK and Commish LB. Thank you for the raid, baby. Okay, many thanks for the baby, or for the raid, baby. And to FKN Commish LB, I have the following for him too.
You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best.
Okay, thank you for the raid. We appreciate every one of you that are in here right now on the channel. So to go back a little bit so that the recent raiders can catch up with what I'm doing. Domcraft VR 419, thank you so much for participating in chat. And Dukeston 1111, we've seen you before. Okay. Yeah, you're correct there, Dukeston 1111. They don't want 25 people to have a leg up on people who will never have a chance to get the card after it's completely pulled. That's partly true on that count, but they do want to introduce a little bit of an element of excitement with the limited edition cards. Now, I can't see anything wrong in that. Oh, Domcraft is your son. Hey. Thank you, Commish. We appreciate it greatly. Welcome to the chat, Domcraft. Are you, by chance, the hockey player in the family? If you are, my hat is off to you, and wishing you nothing but the best in your hockey gaming. And oh gosh, because I've been promoting kids doing soccer. I've been promoting kids doing hockey. I've been promoting kids doing track and field. So yeah, anything and everything that you're doing in your athletic endeavors is greatly appreciated and greatly cheered for on this old stinker's account. Okay, so let's see, Dukeston 1111, but there are tons of cards which are playable by just about everyone. How many people are going to pull a Walter Johnson? Okay, well, not too bad a thing there. Hey, yeah. Oh, you are the goalie. Hey, that's even better, buddy. You're up there at the top of the list, because you can't have a winning hockey team without a winning goalie. I know exactly what you're talking about. So congrats on let's see, is your season over yet? Just wondering. I'm wondering, since the weather is warming up a little bit, hockey season may be coming down to at least a crawl, if it hasn't stopped entirely. But I know that hockey leagues around here, anybody still in the NHL playoffs? Yeah, well, but I'm talking about organized kids hockey and leagues of that sort. Your season has ended. Yes, thank you very much, and congrats on a successful season, it sounds like, because your dad's been bragging on you, buddy. He's been bragging on you big time. Okay, what I want to do first, besides saying hello to everybody, is to go in and take a look at my three teams, which all three made the playoffs, and two of them are still operating. So let's go in and take a look-see at what is going on here. Bear with me just a second while I get to here. And there's my first drop that hit, and I need to do a scene change, and here we go. Okay, let's see here. Oh my, I didn't do this. Okay, I forgot to check my my timer. Okay, so my first drop is in, but my second drop I might have to go fetching for it. So please bear with me as I do that in about 10 minutes or so. Let's get into the game. Okay, I have my #1 account here. The Finneytown Flames are up, that are under my regular screen name, and I have 3 tournaments running right now that are all looking pretty fair. And I think this one here is already in a final, if I go take a look at it real quick, because this one I think was already into packs. I was already in a semifinal, so I think I've moved on to a final by now, but we will double check and see. And yes, I'm tied 2-2 with these Ninth Planet Sentinels. Sour D99 is their manager. So yeah, I beat the LOL Cats 4-0 in the semifinals to earn the right to move on to the final. If I had lost back here in the semifinals, I would have earned 3 packs in this 32-team best-of-7 tournament. But since I made it to the finals, the loser here gets 5 packs and the winner gets 10. I like to win packs. And let me show you the proof in the pudding here. I'm going to look in under the universe, under managers and rankings. And I'm going to put my own little Gorgo in here. We'll do a fresh sort. And you'll see that my number 1 account on the Flames, we've won 22 tournaments. And we are now in our 3rd playoff. So we haven't completed it yet, so it hasn't given me credit for a 3rd playoff. And my number 2 team, or no, that's my number 3 team, the Juggernauts. They have won 12 tournaments, and 2 or 3 of those have happened only since I drew Bill Salkeld on that account. This account is packs only, and the number 2 account is also packs only. The Wildcats, who are named after our local high school team, the Finneytown Wildcats. So they've won 7 tournaments. They're packs only. The Juggernauts have won 12, but they have Salkeld. These guys down here don't have Salkeld. Number 2 plays iron tournaments. They play Ace of Iron. Number 3 plays best iron, best of 5. And what I may end up doing, since the number 3 account now has Salkeld, I might start running them in Ace of Iron and use the Wildcats in Iron Best of 5s. So I'm in this tournament and I'm tied 2-2. Let's see what the next sim has to offer. I'm hoping for a win to go up 3-2 in this final. And nope, the Sentinels took it. They took it. Oh, baby, was that ever ugly. That was really ugly. 4 of my 5 runs came in the last 3 innings. Ha ha ha. So, even though that's only my 7th loss of the entire tournament, they kind of took it to me pretty good. So, I'm going to have to win 2 more before they win a 4th game, and that way I can claim 10 packs. Otherwise, I have to settle for 5. So, let's get out of this tournament and go in and take a look at the main team instead of tournaments and cover these guys' postseason action. Because like I said, all 3 accounts made the postseason. Okay, taking a quick look here. Okay, Emperor Conan, yes. Okay, I missed who you were talking about. Oh, the David Price. Oh, you bet he's playable. You bet he is playable. And somebody, I forget exactly who, but I think somebody has won like 2 or 3. Taking the kids to the driving range. Okay, thank you, Kamish. We appreciate it greatly. Take care and welcome to your son for coming into the channel and into the chat. We greatly appreciate it. Okay, you guys take care. Domcraft and FK and Kamish appreciate you being here, and we thank you from the bottom of my dark and dirty heart. Okay. And let's see, Dishnet, you need to start making a bronze team. Maybe you'll do that with your pack-only team tonight on your stream. Nice. I'll look forward to that. Playable and sellable. Okay, speaking of bronze, you won your first bronze best of 7 tourney thanks to me. Oh, great! I'm glad that you were able. Let's see, you kind of borrowed my team there, didn't you? PT Lost in Thought. I think you had told me so much that you kind of borrowed my team. But guess what? Since you borrowed it, I think I've made another change or 2 or 3 because I picked up some more cards, and most of them were build a lineup cards. I've got all the build a lineup cards on this main account, my Flames. I've got everyone except 2. I don't have Vita Blue and I don't have Larry Walker. I've got everybody else. But anyway, let's see, and a good number of those are also playing on my bronze tournament team right now. So what we're looking at here, my poor Flames kind of got knocked out in the divisional series. We lost 3 games to 1. We won our wild card game, and we made it up here to this. We get to play the number one seed in the entire conference, the U Sirius Clark outfit, and they have done really, really well with cards that may not look the absolute best, but they manage the heck out of that team and they get the most out of it. So they are moving on to the Sub-League Series, and I get to move on to Diamond next season. And I'll show you the promotion table, and you'll see me right in the thick of it, because I did make the final 8, and even if I had lost my wild card game, you'll see the goodies contained herein. I'm going in and looking now at the promotion relegation standings. Okay, here I am. I'm way up here in position number 6, mainly by virtue of my season record. But look at down here. Look at these teams down here that had a better season record than these, than this, at least this one wild card loser. The baseball team is the team that I knocked out in the wild card game, and these guys here lost to another team up here. I forget which one. I think it might have been the Lancaster Antelopes. But they lost out to them in their wild card game. These Narwhals, the Fabic Narwhals, were 89 and 73, and these other teams that did not make the playoffs had better season records, and these guys up here are going to get promoted even though these folks maybe had a better season record. So I found out by virtue of this particular layout of promotion and non-promotion the criteria whereby people got promoted. If you made the playoffs, even if you were a wild card loser, you get promoted. Even if you have a better record and you don't make the playoffs, you don't get promoted. You get to toil one more season at the level where you're at. Okay? So I'm going to be moving up to Diamond, and that's a happy thought, because I've spent a goodly part of my Perfect Team career going all the way back to Perfect Team 21, which will sadly be breathing its last here in just a few hours. As soon as the playoffs are done, Perfect Team 21 will be retired to the woodshed, and it will no longer be operating. What I'm really hoping for, and I don't have any way to show you because I don't have any scenes in OBS set up for it for me to show you, but I've made the playoffs there too. I'm in a Diamond League and I made the playoffs. It's conceivable, though I haven't gone to look and see how I've done yet, it's conceivable that I could win a Diamond League and make it to Perfect League and get stuck there in limbo in perpetuity. That I would be in kind of a Perfect League heaven, but not really heaven and not really hell either, but as far as that goes. Okay? So the Utica Comets went 88-74 with a +5 run differential. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Perfect Team 21 is going to be dying after this afternoon's Sims. Okay? Maurer is a good first base. For cap value, he's also my first baseman on my bronze tournament team. Okay. Oh, Minerva, you're at work now. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Oh, you're in tears of shock. What happened? Did you guys come back and beat the Braves? Huh. I gotta wonder, because the Braves were ahead last time I left Commission's stream. Alrighty. Yeah, the only build lineup you don't have is Maurer. I got Maurer. Okay. Let's see what else is being said here. Okay, let's see. Very playable. Oh yeah, playable and sellable. Oh, you and you got a Salkeld. Okay, yep. I ended up getting Salkeld rather early, Badger W4, and he does play on my bronze tournament team. But I also drew him on my third account, which plays Iron tournaments, and he's been helping them win. So. Getting a little bit bogged down in some of the minutia here. So let me get out of here. You can see that my Flames are going to make it to Diamond next year. That's all we really need to see here. And we already know that that I had a good run in that one tournament. And it's still running. I'll come back and see this one in a bit. Let's go take a look at team number 3 because they're the ones that have the tournaments that cycle out the quickest. And these are the guys that have Salkeld playing in an iron tournament. Okay, so all 3 of my tournaments are still running, and they've been running for a while. Let's see what this longest running one is doing, because these are only best of 5s here, and they cycle out very, very quickly. And I'm surprised I haven't gotten eliminated in at least one, that I would have to go spam another one, but we're still active in all 3. Okay, I swept this round 1 here, so the other 2 must be in the middle of round number 1. And what have I got there? There's my Salkeld. He's in there on my bronze or my iron tournament team that I built from packs only on this account. Okay, so can't really rely on my team to copy it on iron because I'm at the mercy of my packs. But look at what I picked up only since yesterday's pack rip. I have 17 packs in there today. Okay, so let's come out of there and we'll go in and take a look and see how my playoffs are running on my juggernauts, aka the jugs. Because the last I looked, we were in a sub-league series, which is the semifinal, so to speak, whereby the winners make it to the World Series. And it looks like, okay, it says I'm on the cusp of a conference series triumph after a 6-3 win, so I'm probably up 3 games to 1 and on the verge of making a World Series. Let's look at the postseason coverage. And there we are right there. The Stone Level Series is up. I'm up 3 games to 1 over these Beef House Gentlemen, which isn't too bad for a packs only team to be leading, even though we are down in lowly Stone, the Stone level. I'm not going to complain because this team has done pretty well. In fact, they've done very well. They had a 98-64 regular season, and the team that we're playing went 92-72, which is very similar to what my Flames did on my first team. So these guys are on the cusp of getting a World Series, so I'm kind of hoping that they make it there. And with that said, we've done just about everything here on the 3rd team that we can do, because my oldest tournament hasn't really gone very far. We've only done 1 series, and we haven't even been set up for the 2nd series yet. That is the round 2 round. I don't even know who my opponent's going to be. So we'll jump out of here and we'll go take a look at the 2nd team, because they were also in a sub-league series. And these guys play iron tournaments as well, but they don't have Bill Salkeld, so they don't earn as many packs as the other outfit does. And then we'll take a look at historical challenges. Okay, I've got an Ace of Iron that I need to spam, so please bear with me for a moment. Ace of Iron, I need to scroll down, and there he is. Okay, now I'm going to take a quick look in Twitch, because I think that I might be in need. Yes, I am in need of claiming another pack. Okay, bear with me a moment, please. So there's 1, and there's 2. Okay. Now, let me hit my timer, and this time I won't lose track. Okay, 15 minutes, and boom. Okay, all right, now let's go take a look at that 2nd team, the Wildcats. Okay, and I might jump back into the Ace of Iron 66 to see how it's doing later. But for right now, and I'm on the verge of being able to buy another pack too, so I've got an idea about something else first. Before I go do anything else and look and see how the team is doing, well, it'll show me how it's doing first off here. But I do want to run to my collection and see about selling some old dupes. And look at here. Okay, I was down to the Arlington Pugs, who have been a long-time Discord discusser with me. Nick Pushy is the manager's name that he uses here in OTP, but he goes by Arlington Pugs in Discord. And it looks like I lost the first 2, but have won game 3, and I'm in a sub-league series. let's double check and see what we see here. Yep, we're in a sub-league series, and it is now 2-1. Alrighty, so they won 2 games, I believe, in their park, because they had a better record than me, like 19 games better. And look at that number of wins. Hi-oh! There's that number 110 again that I always have to talk about. So, yeah, I'm down 2-1. And it looks like the Edinburgh Highbees are ahead of the Bora Bora Ouroboros 2-0. So we'll see which 2 teams emerge and make it to the World Series in silver. This is a silver league level that we're at. My main team, the Flames, they are in a gold league getting ready to move up to diamond. These silver guys are going to move up to gold next season, starting tomorrow morning. And the stone team, number 3 team, is going to be moving up to iron. Now, let's back out for a moment. Now that we've seen what they're up to, besides no good. Oh, I forgot what I was going to do. I was going to look at my collection and see if there were any dupes that maybe I could sell to help push me up over the top to another few hundred perfect points anyway, and be able to buy myself another pack, hopefully. So let's go here, and we're gonna, okay, we've got our dupes showing up. Now I want to do a filter here that tells me irons that I can quick sell, and boom, look at those. I've got 48 of them. That ought to be good for 240 perfect points, which will be enough to push me over 1,000, and I can buy another pack. So we're gonna tag all these guys because they all have extremely low L10s. I mean, like they're very quick sellable, because the base point for an iron card is 5 perfect points. I figure that anything that has an L10 of 10 or below, or I'm sorry, 14 or below, is quick sellable. So I'm going to quick sell those guys and get the perfect points out of them. Okay, ready? Here we go. And I got 240 as predicted perfect points. And what I'll do now is kill the filter and see how many more dupes I've got left to go. I only have 16 dupes left to go. So I'll come back at a later point off stream and do some selling of those dupes individually on the card shop. But in the meantime, if we go back to here, to the main screen, I can go buy me another pack, because look it up here. I got me 1.1k of perfect points, and I can buy another one, because this team is packs only. And we buy all the packs we can. And there they are. We are now up to 10 packs, and that's only since yesterday's stream. So we're starting to pick up packs right and left all over the place. 10 packs here since yesterday, and then I've got that other number. I had, what, 17 on the number 3 team. Let's get back to the main number 1 team, and we'll show you guys how to do historical challenges. Now, I haven't taken one look at chat here lately. Get a bigger screen, okay. On your screen, only 4 tournaments will show at any one time. Oh, wait a minute. Is that on mobile? If you have mobile, then yeah, okay, it's a screen limit. Your laptop shows only 4, but your monitor shows 5. Okay, I see now what you're talking about. If it's a laptop or on mobile, you're on your desktop. Really? Don't know what to tell you there, because I get all 5 on mine. And what I have a 24-inch monitor that runs 16:9 ratio, and it shows me everything. I can see all 5 slots. Interesting. You might that might be a question to ask of somebody, perhaps. I'm not sure if the devs could be bothered with anything like that, but they might be able to give you some insight into that. But it might have to be your resolution. If you're running a lower resolution. Oh, Avis 092107, thank you for your follow. I'm sorry. Oh, wait a minute. T Davis. Okay, T Davis. I didn't see the TD in there because the notification kind of covered it up. TDAVUS 92107. Thank you for following. Okay, So what res I'm using? I'm using right now 1920 by 1080. I'm using 1920 by 1080. Oh, he's running 4K. Gosh, yeah, you ought to be getting the resolution that you need. You know what? It might be a screen ratio thing if you're running 4:3 versus 16:9. Because 4:3 would tend to change it a bit. Yep. 4:3 could be a factor. So yeah, if you can check into that, maybe there are all kinds of variables in play here. So that would be my next bet. My next bet. You tried 1920 by 1080, but try your ratio. Is the the pixelation? You've tried all the different screen settings. Check your game settings. Let's see if there's something in the game settings. I'm just curious now. I'm going to jump in here. We'll get to showing you guys historical challenges here in a bit. Because they're not live yet, so it's not like we're under the gun to really show you guys much of anything. Because you can't really do much with it until that patch comes out. So let's look in Profile and Settings. Is it going to be here? I don't think it's going to be here. I think if it's going to be in settings, it's going to be in these settings right here, OOTP settings. Okay, so we're looking here at these. I don't see anything here that changes the ratio, unless it might have something to do with font size. You might look at your font size. And maybe some of these display modes, windowed versus full screen. I wonder what would happen if you changed that setting. Just wondering out loud. And take a look here. Okay, there's that. Okay, that tournament started up. Yeah, that particular setting, that seems to tell me some things. Where we're talking window size. Look at all those different window sizes. And look it up here. There's your 16 by 9s. Yeah, 1920 by 1080. Okay. 1900 by 1200. And you say you're running 1920 by 1280. Is that in Windows or in OOTP? Okay. You might need to set it for 16:9 in OOTP, possibly also. I'm just guessing. I'm just grasping at straws here, trying to give you ideas on something you can look at. But this screen right here, window size, might be a factor. It might be a factor, okay? And that right there looks like the biggest, besides font size. Wait a minute. Besides the font size, this window size, and let's take a look at the display mode. Display mode, windowed versus full screen. You might play around with that one too. Okay, just guessing, and trying to find places where it might be affecting your way of looking at things. All right, let's jump out. Hey, what's going on here? Let's get out of here. It's not doing anything for me. Here we go. Let's get out of here. I want to refresh that. Now, there we go. Okay. Let's see if I can back out to the start screen. Now, let's get into historical challenges a bit, shall we? The way that you do an historical challenge, and what you're trying to do, is earn a pack. And you're allowed to do it every 72 hours. Now, myself, though your preferences may be different, your mileage may vary, depending on your particular tastes. But I like to set up 2 times a week, one on Sunday afternoon and another one somewhere between Wednesday afternoon, later than the Sunday afternoon I just did, sometimes later Wednesday afternoon through Thursday morning, say up to noon. Anywhere in that window is where I run my second historical challenge. And the only reason I'm doing it is to make sure that I have a nice 72-hour window in between attempts. And they're going to be consistently the same time frame relatively. Sunday afternoons, always. Wednesday, later afternoon through Thursday morning, that window of time, always. And then again, just rinse and repeat. Sunday, middle of the week, Sunday, middle of the week, Sunday, middle of the week. And I become a creature of habit that way, and it makes it much easier for me to remember when my 72-hour windows take effect. Okay? So, with that having been said, let's get into the nuts and bolts of what an historical challenge is. And the historical challenge is right here under the auspices of New Historical Game, where you can play any historical season from 1871 to 2021. Okay, so let's go in and get started. And you notice the first thing it says, are you up for the challenge? So it's an historical game. We're in challenge mode. That's why I call them, and they're commonly called, historical challenges. Okay, so if you enable challenge mode for the game you're about to create, you'll experience a whole new way to play OOTP. Streamlined gameplay, collect new achievements and awards, face extra challenges when building your baseball dynasty. Okay, so it differs from the classic OOTP experience in these ways. Commissioner mode, fantasy draft, and the player editor all disabled. Certain league rules and setting adjustments are also disabled. Certain artificial intelligence team control settings are also disabled. Long-term simulation autoplay until is only available during the off-season, which means you only get to play at most a week at a time. And I'll show you how to do it the fastest way possible in the settings when we're starting the thing up. In-game achievements can also be unlocked while playing games out. Okay, unlocking achievements occasionally. Okay, all new in-game achievements. Oh, I did not really know that. If you play a game out, instead of simulating like a whole week at a time, you might have a chance to get more achievements. But it would take you longer, and it would not be time effective, I don't think. Okay, unlocking achievements occasionally award you with a perfect team player card pack. Not yet. That's not live yet. They tell you here that it will occasionally award you with a pack, but it won't give you anything until they turn it on. And it's going to be turned on in what they told me is going to be a fairly soon patch. I don't know how soon, but I've been told that it's in the works. So we have to suffice it with that. My achievements and my season scores will be tracked in my OOTP online profile as long as I'm logged in, which will allow me to compare my career and accolades with those of other OOT players all over the world. Okay, we are up to the challenge, and we accept challenge mode. Now here is where things change a little bit, or they can change. I have chosen up here, this is a drop down that I've chosen this particular era from, baseball's rebirth, which is 1921 through 1945. And you can see all the different eras that you can choose from. Okay, there's baseball's rebirth, which is where I'm at. You got the golden years, baseball boom, defensive era, dead ball era. Okay, and then the early years, power years, modern time, defensive era. Okay, whatever. But I choose baseball's rebirth on purpose because it allows me to do the 1927 Yankees. The 1927 Yankees, if we read the recap down here, they fielded what many still consider the best team in baseball history. They won 110 games to easily take the American League pennant. Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth, Tony Lazzari, Bob Moisel, and Earl Combs formed the Murderers' Row that scored 975 runs, while the rotation of Wade Hoyt, Urban Shocker, Herb Hancock, and Dutch Reuther held the league to only 599 runs. So what we're looking for here is a team that's going to pump out achievements, because achievements drive the pack. The more achievements that you get, the more chances you get to win a pack. And you can only do it once every 72 hours. Now, we're going to simulate a season here and show you how I set it up to run the quickest so that you can get a season done typically in 5 minutes if I don't talk. If I don't talk and stop and explain things, it takes about 5 minutes to get through a season, and that's a really stretch of an estimate. So, anyway, we will pretend that we've already read all this, because you'll have a chance to read it all yourself on your own time later. So we'll move on to the next step. And it'll go ahead and import. I notice up there where I said import complete history up to 1927. I checked that. Okay, you need to check that so that you get all of the history on the players coming in that you're importing. Okay, now let me go run and get myself a drop. And I appreciate you bearing with me while I claim thereof. Okay, and I need to reset my timer for another 15 minutes, and boom, there it goes. So I've got that should have been my third drop, so I've got 2 more to pick up, and we got lots of time left, so let's go ahead and continue on. The game is still loading the database. This is one of the more time-consuming parts of it, is just getting it started, but it's truly not that long, not that terribly long that you can't bear it, unless you're really heavily into instant gratification. Now, the only thing on this screen that I need to pay attention to are these top 2 check marks, and if I hit the bottom one, the top one checks automatically. See, there it goes. I'm not interested in the AAA, AA, Class A, Short Season A, or Rookie League affiliates of this particular team or era. So I don't check mark any of those. Leave them unchecked. So I move on to the next step. Don't change anything here. Leave this checked here. Enable automatic import of financial settings. Even though we won't be using any financials, we're going to allow it to automatically import. And I don't touch that. So we move on to the next screen. Same thing here. We don't need to change this either. So we move on to the next step, and here's where things can change. I have a habit of entering a game name that is based on the current date and the current time. And let me look at chat real quick. Okay, right, yeah. 1927 Yankees Fair Territory will not work until they release the patch that has the stuff in it. I've been told they're working on it, but it has not been released yet. Okay, so what I'm using up here in new game, I'm going to say today's date, which is 2022-05-29, and the approximate time is about 3:42 p.m. 3:42 p.m. And that's the name of my game, so that I know when I've played this thing. And instead of auto-saving once a year, I change it to once a virtual month, which is just about every 4 weeks that I play. And the tribute that I have up here to the my favorite Reds manager, Sparky Anderson from the 1970s. This is his dad, that was born back in 1887. Okay, so I've got old Sparky in there as the name of my manager, and I'm going to have him playing both as the GM and the manager, though that really isn't pertinent that much for this particular mode that we are in, because there again, I'm not interested in the historical nuts and bolts. What I'm interested in are achievements. Achievements get me a pack. Any achievement randomly can give me that pack, but I can only earn 1 pack every 72 hours or 3 complete days, if you look at it that way. Okay, so I'm ready to move on to the next step. And we got some more initializing to happen here based on the stuff I just put in. And here's where I get to choose the 1927 Yankees. We've already chosen an era. We've chosen a year, 1927. Now I get to choose the team, New York Yankees. Boom. So now we go ahead and start the game. And we got a little bit of setup going on. It'll import some more data and start to get me moving here. And we'll be ready to actually start the season very, very soon. Okay. This is one of those other little time-consuming things that, unless you're into mega fast instant gratification, you just need to be a little patient. Old sinkers like me have patience built into our DNA most of the time. I do a regular prayer on that. Lord, please grant me patience right now. Okay. Okay. OOTP Go, I don't know anything about OOTP Go either, when that one's going to go live. Okay, now we're ready to just about start things. I've got my manager name up here. I've got my Yankees logo, and I'm in my number 2 account. Logged in as Gorga 2005-2, and I'm in challenge mode. Now, when I click on this continue button, it offers me a chance to configure it. And you got to configure it. You have to choose configure. If you say no thanks, you're going to be stuck in a long season. Okay? We need to configure that continue button, because if we don't configure it, it's going to make you sim every single game. Now, here's what I have to do here. I'm not interested in these historical nuts and bolts. I'm not interested in them at all. So I uncheck every box that's checked. Uncheck everything. And then over here, we have 2 drop downs. The top drop down is the critical one. Instead of 1 day between sims, we are going to go 1 week at a time between hits of the continue button. Okay? Every time I hit the continue button, it's going to simulate an entire week for me. And you'll see how doggone quickly it takes to run a week's worth of games on both the American League and the National League in 1927. The structure is rather simple. I believe the seasons are about 152 games each, and the playoffs at the end of the season couldn't be simpler. You have a winner in the National League and a winner in the American League. They meet in the World Series, and that, folks, is it. Nothing else in 1927. You get a World Series, and whoever gets the World Series, they take the one and only trophy home. There aren't participation trophies for anything else. You have to win the World Series to get a trophy. Okay? So I've set this for a week, and this is the most important thing, is setting this top drop down to 1 week. Leave this one at a week, and we'll move on. And hit the continue button again, and then one more time, and now we'll start simulating days until the regular season is ready to start, and it will stop at that point and tell me that we had to stop simulating because the regular season starts today. So it's another case of no instant gratification here. We just take the patient route. There we go. Autoplay was interrupted because the regular season starts today. So I hit this OK. I go ahead and hit this up here, and watch how quickly an entire week simulates over 2 leagues in 1927. There. That's the first week. Was that quick enough for you? Was that quick enough for you? That was an entire week of there was an entire week of simulations there. And look at the 3 achievements I got. I got 3 achievements, but none of them produced a pack. So I'm going to keep on going until I get that pack, which we know isn't actually going to happen, but we can pretend maybe that it happens. Because these Yankees in 1927, they produce achievements out the wazoo, as you're going to see here as we progress through the season. So we're ready for another continue in the second week of action. Second week of action is now done. Another week done. That's how quickly it goes. Okay, no achievements there. Let's do another week. And we're doing auto save up here, that once a virtual month. And look, we got 3 more achievements over that week that we simmed. And we could maybe pretend somewhere in here that we got a pack, but I'm not going to do it just yet. I'm not going to play make-believe. Okay, now that was a very quick week. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, another achievement for a sweep. And let's do another week. 2 more achievements, okay. And I don't read any of these notes over here from the manager. They can be kind of fun and interesting to read, or from your scouting manager. This guy here is a scout. He's telling a player development report, okay. Compile the scouting reports published today, okay. This sort of thing is really of interest if you're playing a full historical season and wanting to be interested in the nuts and bolts. But my interest herein is only based on earning a pack. So I pay little attention to any of this. Okay. Though that's one of the beauties of OOTP, is that you're perfectly free to play the game any way you please. And I don't go preaching one gospel or another. I just tell you what I do. Okay. We're ready for another week. 2 more achievements. And if we look at things, we're already through May. Okay, we've gone through March, April, and May. Let's go through another month. There's another auto save because we're at the end of May. Now we get started into June, and we are up to June the 6th. 1 more achievement on Batter of the Month for Lou Gehrig. Okay, let's do another week. Oh, the Yankees are taking it on the chin. We're not in first place. 2 more achievements, and we'll move on. Okay, we're moving up a little bit. Player of the Week for Lou Gehrig. Okay, Babe Ruth got him an achievement as well. 2 games out of, 3 games behind the Athletics. Okay, keep going here. Oh, we're tied with them now, and we're in the lead by a game while we do an auto save at the end of June, and now we're in the 1st of July. So, player development update. We don't care too much about Tony Lazzari. We just let the season play. And that week is done. Let's go on to the next week. And nothing there. Keep going. Okay, now we're July 11th. And nothing new here in the way of achievements, so we keep on going. Somewhere around in here might be where I typically earn my pack. Not there because I didn't get any achievements. No achievements there either. I'd be beginning to wonder right about now, if I have gotten a pack already, am I going to get one this time? If by chance you do not earn a pack in the complete simulation of a season, including postseason awards, you need to go back, rinse, and repeat the whole thing and spend another 5 minutes trying to earn your pack. If you spend 2 5-minute periods to earn 1 pack, you're still doing better than the 15 minutes it takes you to get a pack by watching for drops. Okay? So you're still making out better time-wise. And you do get this free pack, and it's something the game just absolutely gives you every 72 hours when it becomes live. And it's just not live yet. Okay, let's go. Next week of Sims. Oh, we're building up a nice lead. Oh, look at there. There's Babe Ruth's 400th home run. You can always count on that happening with the 1927 Yankees. He hits number 400 on a regular basis. In fact, I've never seen a simulated season with the 27 Yankees that he hasn't done this. So we keep on going. And we're ready for another week. Building up a really nice lead in the American League now. Okay, another week. No Sims. And maybe about now. No achievements there either, so let's keep on going. No achievements there either. Come on, game. Give me some achievements. Okay, and we are at the end of August. Okay, there's 2 achievements. Now let's pretend that one of these 2 generated a pack. How would we know that we got a pack? Because the shape of a pack, there's an outline of a pack that shows up behind this congratulations for the achievement screen. Okay, and it'll extend a little bit above, like right in this area right here, and it'll go a little bit below, like this area right in here. So it occupies a rectangle about like yay. Okay, it'll crisscross in the background of this rectangle of the congratulations for your achievements screen. Okay, it'll be back there and you'll be able to see it. It'll be very visible, and if you're lucky, if the RNG, the random number generator, if it is kind enough sufficiently, you might not get just a normal standard pack. Every now and then, based on its own whims and its own randomness, it can give you a gold pack as well. That's one of the hidden little surprises of historical challenges is that the pack that you win might be occasionally gold. And who doesn't want a gold pack? Nobody I know of that doesn't want a gold pack. So anyway, so we'll pretend that we already have a pack in, and it will appear on our regular team's account where we can actually go to rip it sometime later after we get out of this challenge. But look at that lead that we got built up in the American League. These guys are probably going to walk off with a World Series because look at, we're in the middle of September. It only goes to early October, and then the season's over. We'll go quicker. And they just clinched. That X next to their name indicates that they have clinched. And I'm ready for another drop. But we'll wait until we get through the season, get ready to start a World Series, and they will tell me when the season is done. And there we go. We are going to the playoffs. And we have the home run champion in Mr. Babe Ruth. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and start a World Series, but there's going to be an interruption for a because it takes place midweek. There's a midweek break in the middle of the series. And that midweek break is right there. We've already won the first 3 games of the World Series, I think. So I'm going to jump out of here for a second, come back over to Twitch, claim my drop, and this is number 4, I believe, or 5. We'll find out here in a moment. We will find out in a moment. It is 4. Okay, I've got one more drop to pick up. And here we are back in the game again, and we are ready to continue with the World Series that we were leading 3 games to zip. And we ended up winning it 4-0. We shut out the crosstown New York Giants and won the World Series. So there are still more achievements to come. Like in this particular case, slightly after the World Series is over, we got some achievements. And it gives me a nice little congratulations screen here telling me that, old Sparky, you have done it, okay? You have won it all. Now, here's where an important step comes in if you want the next part to go quickly. Now we don't use the green continue button. Now we can use the play button, the play tab, okay? And we're going to play up until December the 4th, which is when Hall of Fame voting begins. That's very built into the 1927 season. I can't talk about other seasons yet, but 1927, December 4th, is where you want to fast forward after the end of the World Series, and you don't do it on the continue button, the green continue button. You do it here on the play button to do some fast forwarding, because we are now officially in the off season, and that's when the play button becomes pertinent. All right, so we're going to click on this, and it should simulate days for me, and you can see the days simulating and the auto saving at the end of a month. So it's it's saving stuff. Then it's going to go through November and do the same thing. See the days going by in November? Okay. Alrighty. And there we go. More postseason awards, and these are the very last ones that are awarded. MVP went to Babe Ruth. I, through virtue of my genius pushing of the continue button, and if you believe that, I've got some. I got a bridge in Brooklyn I'd like to sell you. But I got named Manager of the Year. Will Be Moore got Rookie of the Year. Lou Gehrig got a great bat, and Mr. Koenig, I forget what his first name is. Maybe Myron? I forget what his name is. But Mr. Koenig got a Great Glove Award for his shortstop play, his defensive play. So any one of any of those achievements that you saw hit during this 1927 Yankees simulated season, and it is complete, and we already pretended, okay, that here's where the pack shows up. And I told you what to look for when it comes time for the pack. So we just go ahead and finish this, and we're basically done. I do a couple more things here. I will save the game so that it saves it under the name that I previously gave it, that 2022-0529, and the current time of day, so that we knew when it started. Then after that, I can go to the OTP start screen, and boom, I am now back to almost back to here. Okay, this should look familiar. We've all been here before. We've all been here before. I'm going to spam another ace of iron right there, and then we're getting fairly close. We've been at this for maybe an hour. I'm going to keep on chatting here. We're going to keep looking at the main teams to see how the three main teams. I've already shown you how to do the historical challenge, and you will know what to do when they are announced as going live. Does anybody have any questions in the chat? Yes, you get one pack, Lud. Okay, you only get one pack, and I make a new save every time I do an historical challenge. It depends on your context of what you mean by a new save. If you got your pack in May of 27, can you exit out and then come back to that season 72 hours later? Not really. Not really. You have to continue. You can only, it's only good for one sim over 72 hours. You can't get two packs out of the same simulated season. Okay, so Math Bandit, yeah, that's a very good question that I've never heard before. So you get a chance at a pack. You don't have to restart a season, but it's the easiest way to get achievements. Okay, that's the best advice I could give. And Luke 1111, our buddy over in the UK, relieved to see that the Reds didn't manage to sweep the Giants. Oh baby, I was kind of hoping that they would. This is a festival weekend in Cincinnati, Luke. It's for the first time since the pandemic. They are having the annual, what had been the annual Taste of Cincinnati, which is restaurants all over the city competing for prizes from culinary judges who judge the dishes ahead of time. And you can go on Taste of Cincinnati, which is currently going on. You have a chance to taste some of the winning dishes, and they're little bites that you spend, and I think they're no more than like $5 for any given item. That they go very cheaply. They go extremely cheaply. There's plenty of beer flowing. There's beer booths everywhere, and it becomes one giant outdoor recreation area, shall we say? Okay. You like the shout out to Sparky Anderson? Yeah. That's my man. That's his daddy that's managing the Yankees back in 27. So, yeah, that's how, there's a Geta Fest, but it's not in Cincinnati, Luke, believe it or not. There is a Geta Fest, but it's over in Covington, Kentucky. And the reason for that is Covington, Kentucky is the home of Glears Geta, Gliers. Is the brand name, and they make they're by far the biggest commercial Geta maker, and Luke has tried some of my homemade Geta recipe over in the UK and served it to his family, and they've gotten positive reviews from it. Okay, something that Tigers and Red fans can agree on is Sparky. Yep, the only man that's won World Series in 2 different leagues with 2 different teams. Yep. That is the man. He is my man. That's why I went with old Sparky on my manager name with the Yankees. Just entirely a nod to him. Okay, so it's Mark Koenig. Okay, not Myron, but Mark Koenig. Thank you, Stanley Cup Chaser. I appreciate that. I'll try to remember that for future reference. But yeah, there is a Geta Fest that happens over in Covington, Kentucky, and Glears puts it on. Glears says in their annual advertising that they sell, and they're not nearly the only commercial Geta maker, that they sell over 1 million pounds of Geta per year. That's a lot of Geta. There's a lot of Geta. And I have my homemade Geta recipe that Luke over in the UK has tried, and he has served it up to his family. And there's another one of my followers in my Discord, my personal Discord. And here, I'll get, if you wanted to ever go to the food channel in my Discord to see what that Geta recipe looks like, and also some pictures of Geta cooking up and not necessarily being prepared for from the crock pot to finished product. But Luke put up some pictures there. And so he's already posted pictures of his own Geta adventures. I posted pictures of my Geta adventures. But here's the link to my Discord. Luke says he needs to make some more, but the family are not so keen on the smell when you cook it. Ha ha ha! It is a bit of a savory smell. And especially, see, Luke's wife is also a vegetarian, so I can understand the sensitivities that are being offended there. But yeah, the smell can take you up to 4 or 5 hours. And if you think that's strong, you ought to try some Cincinnati chili, which again, Luke has tried. He has tried the Cincinnati chili recipe also. But I want to check and see if this Discord link still works or if I need to come up with a new one. Okay, and I'm going to continue on to Discord. Okay, so I need to 53652 and my password is okay, let's try this. And now, here's what I need to do. I need to get to my Discord app and get to the settings, and I'm going to read a QR code. I've got to read a QR code. Bear with me a moment, please. Where am I looking here? Oh, but there's a place for me to read a QR code in Discord, and I'm a little bit lost at the moment. I'll find it. Okay. So I need to back up. Oh, I know what it is. I haven't backed up enough. There we go. And I'm reading the QR code. It's Reddit. That link is up to date. That link should be up to date. So if anybody's trying to get to my Discord, you should be able to get to it from that link. Is anybody tried it and not made it? Okay. But yeah, that Discord link will get you to my personal Discord, and you can go into my foodie channel and find any and all recipes that you can have to your heart's content. But anyway, we are starting to get to my 3 teams. I want to see how they're doing in their postseason endeavors. My first team, without the 2 or the 3 at the end, we already know they've gotten knocked out of the playoffs. They got knocked out in the division series. Let's see how these guys are faring in their own playoff run, because they were in a sub-league series and in the thick of it. These are my Finneytown Wildcats, and oh, come on, don't do that to me. I hate when it does that. It comes up with a notification while I'm trying to get into Perfect Team, and it throws me back out to the main screen again. Don't you hate when that happens? It worked for you, Lowry? Okay, there you go. I got mine to work. I do a periodic check just to make sure that the link is still current. Okay, and it looks as if Pivotal Game 5 goes to the host Wildcats 5-3, which means I am now leading in the sub-league series 3-2. I am ahead 3-2, and here we are. 3-2, and it's a best of 7, so I got to win 1 more before they win 2, and I make it to the World Series. And the Edinburgh Highbees have just done the same thing. They have won their Game 5 by a score of 4-1, so it could be very much the Highbees and me in the World Series, but we'll have to let the series play out and then let that determine who the winners are, and to the winners go the spoils. So we'll jump out of here, and I'm going to go get to my number 3 account. They're the ones I'm particularly excited about. mostly because of the fact that they drew Bill Salkeld yesterday, and they've been winning iron tournaments like none other. I was afraid of that. Okay, let's try this again. From the beginning. Okay. Okay. I got eliminated from the other two, so let's get going and spam another one here, and I can go up and buy another pack. We're looking for Iron Best of 5. Oh, there it is right there. There's the Iron Best of 5. I hit an error. I got to wait on the next one to come around. So I'll come up here and take a look at my team. Buy another pack while I'm up here. So I'd like to make a World Series here also. Okay. So we're up. Oh, baby. We are in the World Series. Hot Chimama! Alrighty. We have won the Sub-League Series. We beat the Beef House Gentlemen 4-2, and on the other side, the Plainville Terriers went to Game 7 with the Antioch Minutemen, and the Minutemen pulled it out in Game 7, and it was only 8-6. That was an exciting game. Okay, so now we are in the World Series, and it's going to be the Antioch Minutemen, who won 102 games during the regular season against my Juggernauts, otherwise known as the Jugs. And I don't know if we've ever played those guys yet. If you've ever wanted to see in a league or even in a tournament, I can't really, yeah, right, because I'm in a league right now. I'm not in a tournament. It won't do you any good in a tournament. But in a league, it sure will. You go to League, and then you go to Reports and Logs, and then you come over here to Select League Report, and you come down to where it says Team versus Team. Here's where you can see how each team does against each other team that they played during the regular season. So here are my Juggernauts right here. Now, I'm looking down here to see if I've played these guys before. And it doesn't look like I've played them before. I do not see them in here anywhere. Okay? So I have no games at all. I'm going to hit the back button to go back. I have nothing against the Antioch Minutemen. Okay? Go back to the forward again. The Antioch Minutemen, I don't have anything before a B in my alphabetic lineup here. So the Antioch Minutemen and I will be meeting for the very, very first time this season in the World Series, and it looks like I had another tournament end and I didn't win. That means I've got to spam 3 of them now. Ugh. Okay, so I'm going to be in a World Series there eventually, and I'm not too far from pack number 5, after which I need to go raid somebody. Like FKN Commish LB raided me, I'm going to try to raid somebody else, and I'm not sure if it's going to be Cavacom or not. He usually streams on Sundays, so I've raided him before whenever he's been up and running. So we'll wait and see when it comes time here for me to claim my 5th drop, because I think you'll have a chance later on tonight to get some more drops. I think that Dishnet should be on with his weekly prep. I don't know exactly what time that will be. Dishnet, are you on the channel still? Are you able to tell me with some certainty? Okay. Does feeling over 50? How about feeling almost 70? I just had my 69th completion of a trip around the sun. So I'll be 70 my next birthday. So that tells you a little bit. The abbreviated name of Hibernian football team in Edinburgh. Okay, the Hibees. Oh, yes. Okay, it will be the Hibees. Okay. Aha. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Cheese Truck. Good to see you, buddy. Always good to see you. Dishnet's on at 8 p.m. tonight Eastern Time. And okay, Mega says he feels over 70. Okay, you're only as old as you feel, so that would be keeping up with that particular adage. The fifth drop just got your Josh Hader. All right, welcome there, Math Bandit. That was a nice little drop now, wasn't it? Nice little the high bees. You like the way I did the high bees? I learned Ubba Dubba talk long time ago, though I don't mention the comedian who supposedly used it so much in his routine because the guy's turned out to be a crumb bum. But, okay. But, let's see. Did anyone else play Earl Weaver baseball back in the day? I never did play. I did something else. I forget now the name of it. Stratomatic. I used to play Stratomatic baseball. That was ages ago. I'm talking about big time ages ago. Okay, Stratomatic was my baseball game, and then I hadn't played any baseball games other than say video games, like say on the Nintendo Wii. I've got an Electronic Arts baseball game on the Wii that I still dig out every now and then. Stratomatic is awesome. Yes, I could not agree more. Badger W4. Yeah. So he got drop number 5. My drop number 5 should be coming momentarily. It should be coming momentarily, and let's see. Is that it? Oh my. Ugh. Something happened the last time I went out to claim a drop. It didn't take it. Huh. I'll be doggied. Okay, so I'm only sitting on 4 drops. I got to pick up a 5th one somewhere, but I won't have a chance to stick around here because I need to leave and get out to the kitchen and tend to my pork roast that's in the crock pot. Ha ha. Okay, Pursue the Pennant was Jay Dalton's baseball game. Okay, and Gamba Megas is putting up all of his historical perfects for sale. He decides he wants to take a slower approach now due to burnout. Oh my, sorry to hear that you're burning out so soon. I try to pace myself so that I don't go too fast, too hard, and suffer from the same thing. I feel for you, buddy. I wish that that you would have the best possible experience you can get. That's the best wish I can have for anybody and everybody, is to have the best experience that you can get for yourself, however you're able to carve it out. Okay. So I've got a 5th drop that I need to get eventually. I won't get it if I raid Cavacom if he's busy, because we need to get ourselves started out of here. Let me get myself to a position where I can do something. And what I want to do, Iron Best of 5. Let's do another Iron Best of 5. And get out of here. And I've got 1 running. Oh, it's been running for a while. Let's get in there and do it again. Iron Best of 5. I need to scroll my baby up here. Iron Best of 5. Iron Best of 5. There we go. We're going to sign up there. 16 teams. No, I don't want Ace of Iron. I want this one. There we go. All right, so we are now up to 2 tournaments. Now I'm going to go in again, and I need to re-scroll this thing. I got myself set for a reset every 30 seconds, so the scroller will stick here. If I sit around for 30 seconds and wait for it to blink, then it'll keep me there, and I won't have to pull it up from the bottom again. That's one thing that I've learned about the game, is that whenever it scrolls any way differently, I set this auto refresh for as low a period of time as I can set it, and then wait for it to refresh, and then we're good. Okay, still waiting. It hasn't blinked yet. Hasn't blinked. Unless it blinked when I blinked. Let me see what happens if I come out and then go back in. Ah, okay, it kept it there. I'm still at the top, so I'm fine. I am fine. And I've got 7 more teams to pick up there. Let's jump out of here. Oh, I forgot to buy a pack while I was here, because I had 1,400 perfect points. It'll get me up to 18. this team is going to be looking good for packs come Wednesday when I do my next rip. So I'm hoping that I can get a Salkeld on my number 2 account so I can run Salkeld on their iron team also. Okay. Packs only. There we go. All right, so those guys are up to 18 whole packs already, and that's only since yesterday's pack rip. Holy moly. Okay, so let's see, while hopping, if we sign out of here, go back to the main, and get ready to call her quits for today, and then I'm going to look for somebody to raid. Okay, back to the main, and password for that account is this and there. Alrighty, I've got a couple of spam jobs to do. Okay, so I haven't won any packs on these guys yet. Oh, that Ace of Bronze is full, so I got to wait for it. Okay, so why don't we let me run out to OOTP land, or I should say Twitch land, and I'm going to look for a team that I can raid, or a streamer that I can raid. Okay, so bear with me just a second while I do this. We're looking for Out of the Park 23, and it looks like I'm the only game in town, along with, oh my, okay, I am the only game in town right now, so it won't do me any good to try to raid anybody because there's not anybody raidable. Nothing out there that I can see. Let me try doing a refresh. I'll try doing a search for specific streamers. And this particular gentleman, Mr. Cavacom, is not on right now. He's all the way up to 723 followers. Okay. It's always good to see him. And he was in chat just a little while ago, if indeed he's not still here. Okay. Alrighty, so let's see here. What's my best baseball memory? That one's easy. That one's easy. 1975, the World Series finish in Boston. That epic, I mean absolutely epic Game 6 ending with Carlton Fisk body Englishing that shot that he hit down the left field line, willing it to go and stay fair, to win the ball game. I mean, like that that one right there was epic. But the way that the Reds come back, where was I when that happened? Sitting in my residence where I was at the time, because I was in my first year of teaching public school. And I was in my residence listening to the radio. I couldn't even afford a TV at the time. All I had was a radio, an AM FM radio, and I would point it towards Cincinnati, and I would pick up 700 WLW like a magnet. It covered the state. In fact, it covered the entire Midwest. Okay, that moment's talked about in the movie Good Will Hunting too. And I'll tell you something, Badger W4. I have been to the bench where Matt Damon and Robin Williams had their little chat in that movie. When I was walking, we spent an entire week once in Boston. I got to tour Fenway. We spent gazillions of hours walking. I put in, I figured it out later that I put in over 51 miles of walking around downtown Boston. Okay. But yeah, I've been to the bench that they talked about around the lake, and it's in the Boston Public Garden. If you ever find yourself in Boston, go to the Public Garden, and you can find on any of their maps, you'll find out where that bench is located, and it's easy to find. Very, very easy to find. I've not been to a lot of baseball parks. I have been. Oh, hi there. Howdy do you to you. Thank you for your follow on the channel. We appreciate it. I have been to 2 different parks here in Cincinnati. I've been to Riverfront Stadium. I've been to Great American Ballpark. Crosley Field was before my time. I didn't move here until 1990. So, and I went to my first Reds game in the 1970s. So they were still in Riverfront Stadium at the time. Willie Mays is your favorite player ever. Good for you. Yes, yes, yes. You got to see him play live. Excellent. That's a memory that you can carry with you for the rest of your days. But I've been to 2 parks here in Cincinnati. I have been to what at the time was Jacobs Field, which is now I think Progressive Field up in Cleveland. Thank you, Mr. Audit, for following on the channel. We appreciate it. We're getting real close to 500 here, guys. But I've been to the Jake. I toured Fenway, but there were no games going on. The Irish Curling Association was having a tournament in Fenway Park while the Red Sox were on the road for an extended road series. The Irish Curling Association was meeting and having tournament games, though at the time that we were taking the tour, they were doing a speaking, like a photo op inside of Fenway with the Irish flag on one side and the American flag on the other side of the speaker, and they had a little lectern there. And so, but yeah, the Irish Curling Association, we didn't get to see any curling, but the only thing we saw was the photo op of people who were running the tournament doing publicity stuff. Okay, so sitting behind home plate on Father's Day watching the Twins. Oh, and Killebrew. Oh, Killebrew. Oh, yeah. Oh, he parked it. Oh, man, that's special. Bogeyman 759 has a marvelous, marvelous memory. I did get to see Jose Rijo. Or no, I take that back. I got to see Tom Seaver park one of his several home runs that he had over his pitching career. We hadn't lived here yet, but it's the first game that I got my wife to. And we were in center field at then Riverfront Stadium. And we got to see Tom Seaver pitch against the Dodgers, and they beat the Dodgers that night. I forget what the score was, but they beat them rather handily. And Seaver hit a home run in one of his at-bats, which was really, really special. So it was fun to see Seaver pitch live. It was fun to see him hit that home run. It was fun to see the Reds win. But one special memory of that game, I happened to mention to my wife, because this was only in the late 70s. I said to my wife, wouldn't it be great to live here someday? You know what her response was? Over my dead body. Because she was a country girl, did not think she would like city life, but now we've been here for over 30 years. We've been here for 32 years now, and she doesn't want to go anywhere else. We've lived here longer than we've lived anywhere else in our lives. Okay? So it's a fantastic place to bring up a family, fantastic place to live. I mean, like, you got all the big city amenities without a lot of the big city headaches. We still have, some headaches, yes, but not nearly as many, say, as in New York City or whatever. But you were at Game 7 of the 2001 World Series when the D-backs walked it off versus the Yankees. That had to be special too. Borskram, right? Did I say that right? Borskram? Yes. Thank you for your comment there. Those are always special. Okay, we're still talking drops. Okay, I don't really have drops there, Flip Dog, as a command. Let me see. There's nothing here for me to raid. Is there anything here for me to claim as far as a drop goes? I might be ready to claim my final drop. Let's see. I'm hoping. And no, it's refusing to give me any progress on my 5th drop. It's telling me I can't go any further. Maybe I have got 5. Let's take a look at the perfect team. Let's see, I'm on my main account. I need to spam another Ace of Bronze, and then I'll go in and look at my transactions. My transaction history will tell me how many Twitch drops I have. And this is something else that you can look at in case you've never seen it. that you can look at it and get a lot from it. You can learn a lot from going through your transaction history, including a lot of chronologies. But it does get reset every season that you play, each individual week. So, transaction history. I've got all 5 of my drops. Okay, so that's why I'm not making any more progress. 5 drops. So I've got all 5 of my drops. I picked up 5 packs from a tournament. So there's that. Here's from a collection mission that I did this morning. So I'm up to 11 packs today. There's 12 packs, 13 packs. Now I need to go to the next screen to see if I've got any more. So I'm already double digits on the day. And that's from last night. 11:55, I got another tournament where I came in second place. So, long way around the horn. That one tournament that I was looking at where I was in the finals, I ended up losing those finals apparently. But I still came out with 5 packs. I got all 5 of my Twitch drops. And I've got 1, 2, 3 plus... Yeah, I'm up to 13 packs already on the day. I started the day with 12, okay? And I'm hearing follows right and left going on in the channel. Lawrence of Norath. And there was another one there. There was another one, I heard it. Oh, New York Bash 31. Thank you. Thank you for following on the channel. Double checking. There's a first time chat from Harak Attack. Okay. You love drops. I know I love drops too. That's why I take time out to get them, especially during my streams. You just made the World Series in Gold 306 EVC. Nice. With the main team. Okay, I tried on Gold with my main team, but they only made it to the Division Series and lost. But they still get promoted to Gold. So I'm sorry, getting promoted to Diamond. So I will see you in Diamond starting tomorrow. Okay? I cannot wait to see what Diamond looks like in this particular game cycle. I'm probably going to get slaughtered, but I don't care. I'll be in Diamond, for crying out loud. Which right now is the moral equivalent of Perfect League. Yes. Oh, Harak Attack was my most recent follow. Okay, so Harak Attack, Lawrence of Norath, and NY Bash 31. Thank you all for your follows on the channel. We appreciate each and every one of you greatly. I'm going to take a very quick refresh on my Twitch page, and I'm going to try to figure out how many followers I'm now up to. Bear with me a moment, please, while I go check. And I'm doing a refresh. And while I'm doing the refresh, oh baby, I'm 4 short. 4 more. I got 496 followers right now, and thanks from the bottom of my evil heart to each and every one of you on the channel that have dropped a follow here, including all those Chucks and Charleses that we had earlier today. All, what, 9 or 10 of you, and we got another one. We got another one. And it is, who is it? Dodgy Gamer and Borscram, okay? And J Dalton 1228. We're up to 499. We're up to 499, guys. Can we get one more? And is that it? Is that it? Is that it? No, J Dalton 1228. I'm looking at my other Twitch stuff here, and I don't see anything new there. Borscram, Dodgy Gamer, and J Dalton. I don't see anything new. Let me double check. Let me see. J Dalton. Okay. All right. Nope. Can't see. Can't see. All right. So I'm 1 shy for right now. So I'm just about ready to call her quits. There's number 500, J Clay 31797. Thank you for your follow on the channel. I am now up to an even 500 followers, and I could not be more grateful and more appreciative of each and every one of you guys in here that helped me push up to that number. I can breathe easier now. That number has been gone. which means I may have to do some sort of a giveaway here soon. I've got to wait about half a month to get my next Twitch payout, and I could probably use some of that to buy some Perfect Point cards, and we can use those for giveaways inside of the stream sometime. Smart move for all those cards, for the most part totally useless in a few weeks. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're very right. Because as soon as new content comes out, it's history. It's history. So anyway, folks, let's get to the finality of things, because like I said, I do need to get to the kitchen. We've been here for over an hour and a half, and I've had a lot of fun today. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. So anyway, nobody to raid, and I'll make a double check to make sure there is nobody out there. Bear with me, please. I'm going out to make one more quick once around to make sure that nobody is live and nobody else is live. Okay, so we will go ahead and call our quits from here, and we get to pull Joe Nuxall out of the hat again. Gorgo 2005, rounding third and heading for home. Have a great afternoon, a great rest of the evening, everybody. I'm going to go out and get going on my pork roast in the crock pot. It should be perfect and ready to slice up, and we get to enjoy its juicy proceeds. So thanks everybody again. Take care, and we will catch you all later now. Bye-bye.